Hello students, good morning to all of you. This is Manik Shah. Once again, I am going to present before you a new topics from economics, and the name of the topic is income and other criteria. So students, as we have discussed that the income, which is very important in human life, without income it's very difficult to have development in life, because it is the income which fulfill the human desires, which helps the human to reach into another levels in life. So students, as we see that when we are trying to have better income in life, in spite of that we are trying to achieve other goals in life. They are such as equal treatment, dignity in life, freedom in life, then better working conditions, better facilities in our working areas, and at the same time we are trying to achieve security in life, respect for life, and better atmosphere for the family. So all these aspects which are very important to lead a better life in the society, because if we wanted to live a better life in the society, then all these criteria, all these factors which is very important in our life. So without having all these desire, all these achievements, it's very difficult to lead a dignified life in the society. So students, today we will look into the income and other criteria. So when we are looking into this income and other criteria, let us try to analyze the Indian states and let us try to understand that which states of India is much better and which states of India is developed. So in order to measure the development concepts of the major states of India, here we have taken another criteria, and the criteria is known as per capita income. So here we are trying to analyze the major states of India in terms of having the per capita income. So by looking into this per capita income, we are going to analyze the three states of India. They are such as Haryana, Kerala and Bihar. So here we have the data as well as the informations that has been published in 2015 and 16. So according to these informations, we are trying to analyze and measure the development ratio of all these three states. They are such as Haryana, Kerala and Bihar. So dear students, let us take the per capita income of all these three states. So here we see that Haryana, which is having the per capita income per person is 1,80,174, while the Kerala is stunning in second positions and its per capita income is 1,63,475, and at the same time when we see the income ratio of Bihar, then the income ratio is 34,409. So dear students, so when we compare all the three states, then we come to understand that Haryana's per capita income is much better than Kerala and Bihar. Why? Because in Haryana there is more opportunity, there is more resources. That is why the per capita income per person is comparatively better here. So here we see that the per capita income is nearly 1,80,174. So it means that when we make the comparisons between these three states, we understand that the Haryana, which is much better than Kerala, much better than Bihar, because its per capita income is very high here. So students, so as we see that the Bihar, which is considered the most backward states here when we see the per capita income of Bihar. So here there are less opportunity, there are less opportunity that is available in the society. Due to that, we see that Bihar is backward here, less developed than Haryana and Kerala. Why? Because there is lack of opportunity, lack of resources. Even though resources is there, but it is not been properly utilized. So students, we understand that here the per capita income criteria has been taken to measure the development ratio between Haryana, Kerala and Bihar. So here the Haryana's per capita income is comparatively better than these Kerala and Bihar. That is why in terms of this per capita income criteria, Haryana is a developed states and it's considered the most developed states in India. Then children, as we have another data and informations which is available here, and according to this informations we are going to take three criteria here, and the criteria are such as the infant mortality rate, the literacy rate and net attendance ratio. So here when we are taking the three criteria to measure the development of Haryana, Kerala and Bihar. So students, as we have already taken the per capita income, and in per capita income we came to understand that Haryana is better than Kerala and Bihar because their income ratio is much better than these Kerala and Bihar. So here we have three criteria, and the criteria already I have told you. Infant mortality rate, that means how many children are dying per year before they are reaching the 1 year. And here the literacy rate also we are going to take another criteria. They are such as the literacy rate. And what is called literacy rate? Literacy rate means how the peoples are educated here. How the peoples of all these three states are educated here, and at the same time we are seeing another criteria that is known as the net attendance ratio. So in this net attendance ratio we see that how many school going children are there in the states who are in the age of 14 and 15. So already my dear children, I have told you the meanings of all these three criteria. So here we see that the infant mortality rate, it is indicating the number of children they are dying before they are reaching the age of 1 year. And here the literacy rate, it is indicating the proportions of literate peoples who are living in the states. And the net attendance ratio, it is referring to the total number of children who are in the age of 14 to 15, and how many children are attending the schools per year. That ratio we are analyzing here. So students, according to these three criteria, let us analyze each states one by one here. So let's take Haryana. So as in terms of this per capita income, Haryana is much developed states. But when we are taking these three criteria here, Haryana is not better than Kerala. So dear students, according to the data which has been taken in 2017, according to that, as we see that Haryana's infant mortality rate is 30, its literacy rate is 82, and net attendance ratio is 6 to 1. And at the same time we see it in Kerala. So in Kerala, infant mortality rate is 10, the literacy rate is 94, and the net attendance ratio is 83. And at the same time, let us look into Bihar, and in Bihar we see the infant mortality rate, and the infant mortality rate is 35, the literacy rate is 62, and at the same time the net attendance ratio is 43. So, dear students, when we make the comparisons between all the three states, then we came to understand that the Kerala, which is considered the most developed states in India, when we are taking the three criteria into considerations, and after taking the three criteria into considerations, it is been revealing to us that Kerala is considered the most developed states of India. So when we see the per capita income, and in per capita income, Kerala is less developed than Haryana. But when we see the infant mortality rate, when we see the literacy rate, when we see the net attendance ratio, then we came to understand that Kerala is much better than Haryana and Bihar. So why Kerala is much better than this Haryana and Bihar? Because in Kerala the peoples are educated, there is more health facilities, there is more access to educations, and due to that the peoples are having awareness in the society, so they are giving importance to health facilities, giving importance to educations, giving importance to the school going children. That is why the Kerala has more and more developed when we consider the infant mortality rate, the literacy rate, and at the same time the net attendance ratio. So students, as we understood that in terms of all these three criteria, Kerala is much better than these two states, because Kerala is highly developed here. Peoples are educated, parents are educated. Due to that, they are giving importance to health facilities. They are having better facilities in the states. Due to that, their literacy rate is very high. Their health, their infant mortality rate is very high. Their school going children are more and more. But in Haryana, we see that there are so many things which is lacking. That is why even though they are having more income, but in terms of infant mortality rate and literacy rate, they are not developed than Kerala here. So in order to decrease the infant mortality rate in Haryana and Bihar, the health facility has to make more appropriate. We need to develop the health facilities. We need to develop the education facilities. We need to give more importance to educations. We need to give more importance to the next generations, especially the school going children. Then only the society is going to be prosperous. Then only the state is going to be prosperous. If we are having a defective policy, if we are having a wrong policy, then the state is not going to be developed. So students, here I am not criticizing any of the states, but only for the measurement of the developmental concepts, we are just analyzing all the three states, and after analyzing, we came to understand that Kerala is much better than Haryana and Bihar. So students, in Bihar, we see that we need to increase all the infrastructure facilities, we need to increase the facilities, we need to provide opportunity to people so that many children will be attending schools, they will be having better educations, they will become the resource of the nations, resource of the state. Then the Bihar will become the developed states when we give more importance to literacy rate, when we give more importance to the school going children, then the Bihar is going to be very developed states. So dear children, here according to these three criteria, according to this income and other criteria, we came to understand that Bihar, which is less developed states, and we need to develop the Bihar states, and we need to achieve betterment in the society. We need to provide better facilities to the citizens, and when we provide better facilities, then only the state is going to be prosperous, the nation is going to be prosperous, the per capita income is going to be increased, the nation is going to have progress and development in life. Without providing all kind of facilities, the state is not going to be prosperous here. So dear students, as we understood in this income and other criteria, and when we utilize the income and other criteria, and we came to understand that in per capita income, Haryana is better, but in terms of this infant mortality rate, literacy rate, and net attendance ratio, the Kerala is considered the most developed states in India. Thank you so much for listening to me.